Hi, my name's Michelle and I'm the Thoughtful Beginner. This is my very first video ever, and so I'm kind of easing into it. I'm trying to learn new things, and this kind of goes along with the theme of what I want to do with this video, or this channel, I guess, about being a beginner and about learning new things later in life. So before I get into all of that and what the channel is going to be about, I'll start with how I decided to do this. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I had never knit anything before, and I decided that I wanted to try knitting. I wanted to make nice thin fabrics with those nice little bee stitches on them. I thought it was really pretty, and doing things with your hands is good for you as you get older. So I went on YouTube and I followed a bunch of videos from some really great teachers, and I knit some swatches. That's what they tell you to do. I knit in garter stitch and stockinette, I believe is what it's called, the two basic stitches. And my little swatches were full of holes and the edges were falling off, and I didn't know why. And I moved on to a scarf. Everyone says scarves are the first things you're supposed to knit. And well, actually, I forgot. Here it is. I made it about this far into the scarf. I was going very, very slow because if I made a mistake, I didn't know what to do. And I realized I was going to be bored if I had to knit a whole scarf. And I mean, let's be real, this is ugly yarn for a scarf. I mean, skin colored, who wants a skin colored scarf? So anyway, I was about to give up knitting. I made it maybe even a fifth of a way through a scarf, and it was ugly. And then I was on Instagram and I saw this beautiful sock posted. It was bright and it was colorful, and it was by Summer Lee Knits. I'm going to post her YouTube channel down below because she has some great videos on there. But I saw these beautiful socks, and to give you a sample, I actually bought her book because of it. You can see all of these beautiful colors, and I can't wear these colors near my face, but I figured in socks, who cares? And I also thought socks would be easy. They're small, it's not going to take me real long. That's a whole nother story. You can tell I'm a beginner if you're experienced and I said that. But I followed her videos. She gives away her vanilla or I'm So Basic sock pattern for free. I went to my yarn store and I bought some yarn. Here's what it looks like. It's this beautiful pink yarn that I could never wear next to my face. But I started knitting the sock, and it took me actual days that I was knitting, and not full days, but quite a few hours on some of those days, 11 days to make the sock. And the reality is that socks have just about as many stitches as a sweater would have. They're just teeny tiny, which makes it harder and takes just as long as a sweater. Well, maybe not. I mean, I'm talking a basic sweater. But at the end of those 11 days, I had this beautiful sock, and if you don't look too closely, it's perfect to me. Now, it's only one sock, so I am in the process of knitting the second sock. We can go into that more later. I only make it about an inch at a time, and that's with an hour straight of knitting. But those socks are what kept me from giving up. But what I realized when I was learning all of this was that there was nobody out there that was telling me from a beginner perspective, is what I'm doing normal? Is the holes in this, expected for somebody at my level? Should it take me 11 days to make a sock? Or should I just give up because I'm that bad? So I thought, wouldn't it be neat to have somewhere where we could follow along people as we learn new things? And I'm a scientist by heart. Well, actually, I'm a scientist by career. And that means that I love to research things. I love trying new things. I got into science because it's always changing. So I have a big, long list of things I want to learn how to do. I'm open to suggestions if people have ideas, or there's something that you want to try but you want somebody to do it along with you. I'm happy to do it. Just put it in the comments and I'll figure it out. But I thought it would be fun to have a channel where we could learn together, and I can look back and see progress as I go. So that was what inspired me to do this. There's other things that I think are interesting. I am not an expert, and it'd get really boring if we just focused on knitting, although there will be some of that because I'm still very much a beginner. and I'm speaking very fast, so I'm going to try to slow down a little bit. So some other things that I'm interested in. I followed a YouTube channel from Clean Food Living. If I can find it, I'll link that below too. But I wanted to learn how to make sourdough bread because I heard that fermented foods are better for your stomach, and I didn't do real well with wheat when I ate it. Cheese either, but I'm never giving that up. So I learned how to make sourdough, and I actually did do better. I have only made a few loaves, so I'm still very much a beginner. And if I can figure out how to do it, I have no idea if I can edit anything, but I can try to post a photo wherever. Again, I've never done this before. I may not even be able to do it. I might just have to post what I have, because who knows if I know how to edit. But I made a few loaves of that, and it helped, but it still wasn't great. So I did a little more research, and I found out about fresh milled flour and all of the benefits of that. The thing is, it's tricky, and it's not quite the same as baking with white flour, but it's way better for you. So I even have some wheat berries. I didn't know there was hundreds of different kinds from a local place, Farmer's Storehouse here in Tennessee, where I live. And I have a mill, so I'm going to mill some flour, and I'd love to make sourdough with it. I can imagine that's going to turn out like a hockey puck, but hey, let's experiment and find out. So I'm going to learn thoughtfully, basically, things that will help make me better. So along with that, I was an esthetician when I was younger, so you'd think I took really good care of my skin. My generation didn't. I took terrible care of my skin. I put baby oil and went out in the sun. So I want to improve the texture of my skin, or, just do the best I can without having to go and get a facelift. So I want to do some research and try some new things around that and see if I can make this look a little bit better. I'm not saying that I think that everybody has to do that, or it's more for myself. I would like to feel smooth skin. So maybe some things around that. Definitely want to, do some exercise routines, just start some new things. So if anybody wants to join along or give me some ideas, I'm open to what you have to suggest. I'm excited to try all these different things. So I think what this really is going to be about is like knitting or crafts, healthy living and skincare. I have a few notes so I don't forget. And learning as I go. I'm 52 years old. It's different to learn when you're older. So it'd be nice to have a channel that I could share that with other people, and maybe that resonates with you as well. So I'm a beginner at heart, and this is definitely not about perfection. So if there's any experienced people out there that have some advice for me about knitting socks, I did this on 9-inch circulars because I tried Magic Loop and I can't wrap my head around it. I know there's like toe up, this was cuff down. So if you have any advice on how to make it easier, I don't seem to have a problem with the little needles because I guess that's how I learned, was on little needles. So I never got used to bigger ones. So maybe that's an advantage for me. Who knows? I'm a beginner, right? I didn't know these things. So if you have any advice for me, or if you have any ideas of things that I should try craft-wise, food-wise, health-wise, I'm open to all of it. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope to have you come back sometime. So thank you very much. Have a good day.